Hello and welcome to Shifting the Atmosphere with Federica, where I talk to ordinary people doing some extraordinary things. I'm your host, Federica Peterson. I'm a certified executive and life coach, business mentor, best-selling author, and adjunct professor. I'm here to partner with you in your transition journey to help build your confidence, elevate your thinking, and shift your perspective to empower you to cast a new vision and redefine what's possible. Or in other words, shift your atmosphere. All right, folks. So our topic today is forget the lean, just jump in. And so from the title of the show, you could already tell that my guest is all in. Dr. Stephanie D. Burroughs. She is a ball of energy, full of wisdom, straight talk, and inspiration. And you know, I love that. I love that. So she believes in it takes more than leaning into something to make it happen. She uses the analogy of jumping into the deep end of the pool. Before you jump in, there's trepidation, intimidation, fear, you name it. But then you take the leap, and what happens? Well, if you surrender to the universal flow, as she titles it, and fully commit to the plunge, what's going to happen? You are eventually going to float to the top. And what appears to be with very little or no effort on your part, it's when you fight it, it's when you don't float. So it's the same way in our lives. Sometimes there's more angst thinking about the risk than actually taking the risk. And there are two different things that can happen, success or failure. And failure is subjective. And I always say it's written in pencil anyway. There's always a lesson in the failure that helps us push forward, rise up, and operate at higher levels. So today, folks, we jump in. You don't need a life vest. You have everything you need to rise to the top. So before we jump into this program, I'm going to tell you a little bit about our guest today, Dr. Stephanie D. Burroughs. She's a dynamic, inspirational speaker, workshop facilitator, business and thought therapy coach. She has over 35 years of speaking, training, and coaching experience navigating thousands of business owners through state, federal, public, and corporate procurement and supplier diversity programs, marketing strategies, and diversity certifications. She's also the author of a print and audio book, Dating Your Business Prospect: Practical Strategies for Successful Business Matchmaker Meetings, helping business owners transform their fear and frustration into confidence and clarity through her GRIT, that's G-R-I-T formula, is a major factor in Dr. Burroughs' speaking, training, and coaching programs. Her impact on clients coached by her has helped them to win over $9 million in contracts. That's $9 million, folks, in contracts. And she's created over 200 training programs, seminars, workshops, expos, and matchmakers. Stephanie has worked on a large number of major transportation construction projects in a variety of roles, including construction contract compliance monitoring, certification auditing, and as a project and program director. She gained valuable experience and knowledge through her employment and consulting work at Gannett Fleming, Caudry, and Carpenter. Hopefully I said that right. The Port Authority of New York, New Jersey, and New Jersey Transit, and the New Jersey Small Business Development Centers / Rutgers University. Dr. Burroughs received an honorary doctorate of philosophy at BS in Management, numerous awards and honors, and has been featured on TV, radio, print media, and podcasts. Last Friday, Dr. Burroughs was named as 2018 25 leading women entrepreneurs. Well, that was a mouthful. We've got somebody on the show today, you guys. So, Dr. Stephanie, welcome to the show. We are so happy to be shifting the atmosphere with you today.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And if it's okay with you, let me just say that's not $9 million in contracts. It was $900 million.
900 million. I thought I said that right, and I didn't. I forgot a couple zeros, you guys. That's 900. So let's say that again. She has helped her clients win over 900 million in contracts. Yes, thank you for correcting me.
Well, I'd like to say I had impact in that through the work that I did with them, but they won it. They got it. But I had
got it. Mm-hmm. Under your tutelage, though. Your tutelage.
Under mine and others others that they may have worked with. But I know that I had a big impact, and especially when it comes to the mental side, you know, getting them to change what they were thinking so that they could change what they did, the actions they took, and that changes their outcome.
It changes everything. Yeah. And before we get into all that you do, I want you to tell folks the journey that got you to this place that you are today, doing all these dynamic things and shifting people's atmosphere and changing their lives and perspectives and opening up doors of opportunity that they never thought imaginable. How'd you get here?
Oh, boy. I'm going to say it all began with my parents and what they instilled in me, although probably I spent a lifetime trying to rebel against it. But they did such a great job at impressing themselves or the lessons in me and putting me in environments that added to that. And some of the major things, it's all about the grit, you know, that I talk about. I'm the daughter of a Marine. I'm the daughter of a Marine who, along with my mom, raised me like I was one of the troops.
Wow.
Yes. They were no nonsense. They were heavy disciplinarians. They were big on responsibility. And there was no mollycoddling. I knew nothing about, never heard the word used until maybe in the last 20 years, nurturing. They were who I am today, direct, to the point, get it done, no nonsense, using common sense. I mean, all those lessons that helped me to become grounded, resilient, intentional, and tenacious. I think they saw some things in me that I didn't know they saw, and that's why they may have been so heavy-handed with me.
Yeah.
And I'm saying I'm talking about from the time I could start talking and walking, it was, now you go to work. You live here, you work here. So learning how to, you know, there was no childhood.
Wow.
Yeah. So at the age of 3, I was drying dishware, you know, drying silverware.
Right. You were earning your keep. You were earning your keep.
Earn my keep, exactly. And they believed in that. You live here, you have to earn your keep.
Wow.
I don't see that happening much anymore. You were to be seen and not heard. Speak when spoken to. Now, understand something. I'm quite verbal. I am a speaker. Right. That's the gift, one of the gifts. And so for me to have to quell myself in their presence in order to survive in that household.
Right.
Because they could not spare the rod.
Right. Okay, now. There was no diapers. There was no diapers, people, back then.
No. And you know what? It was a good thing.
Yeah.
I didn't think so at the time. I didn't think so for a very long time. But as I know who I am, and who I am, and I understand what the word says about that, and I understand that had they not done that, I might not be who I am today. So, you know, I tell people, you know, I felt like I was in boot camp for 17 years.
Wow. But I'm sure that level of discipline helped you to accomplish all that you've done.
There's no doubt about it. And you know, you for years do things and you don't think back on that. But in the last 3 years, I've been reflecting and I've always been a reflector, but I understand now that it was that part of my being grounded, the part that is about core values. That came from how they raised me. Now, of course, you know, we run away and we do our thing and we act a fool and go crazy. But because they helped give me a very solid foundation. You back. Because I had a spiritual foundation, I had somewhere to come back to.
That's powerful. That's powerful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I never let that go,
Mm-hmm.
ever.
Yeah.
But I wasn't always living it, but I came back to it. And
it's a journey. It's a journey.
It's a journey. So that journey just led me to do things, be the first, the one, and the only frequently.
Mm-hmm.
By that I mean the first to do something, the first to go to college, the first Black female to do a number of different things. You know, the first Black female in a ballet school where we didn't even sign up for it, but we found out through a newspaper article and someone calling to let me know, let my parents know I had a scholarship to go.
Yeah.
When I was in elementary school, and it was like, how did that happen?
Yeah.
The journey has been a lot of things happening to me that because I stepped out in faith and because I just jumped in, because I may have seen a need and came up with a solution or what I thought would be a way we could go about fulfilling the need, the way was made.
Yeah.
So a lot of things have happened. When I say effortlessly, it doesn't mean I didn't have to put the effort in, because goodness knows I did.
Yeah.
But because things just, once you start to do that, things just begin to flow in the universe to you.
Mm-hmm.
The things you need. You know, someone told me once, it's not your business to know how.
Right.
When you receive the message, just to move in it, just move.
Yeah. If we try to figure it out, sometimes that stalls us. It'll delay it. Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that was just, you know, when you talk about, when I say jump into the deep end of the pool, well, that analogy is real for me, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
Because when I was 5 years old, I think I was about 5. I know it's a teeny little thing. And I remember we used to go to Sebago. We used to go to, I think it's in New York, Sebago Lake is what I remember.
Okay.
And big picnics. And we would, one of these years, my dad and an uncle took me out to the far end of the lake where the rope is.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like 5 years old.
Yeah.
Teeny little. And they were talking about they're going to teach me how to swim. So I was excited. I love the water.
Right.
I thought, I'm going to learn how to swim. Yay. And then laughing and joking, and they threw me up in the air and let me fall in the water.
Mm.
And no one was coming to me.
Wow. Wow. And you floated to the top, didn't you?
So at the beginning, I was trying to do what I'd seen with the arms and the legs and fluttering and, you know, and I'm starting to feel like, oh my God, they're not coming to help me. Okay.
Yeah.
And then something just came over me that said, relax.
Right. Right.
And I floated.
Right.
And I found that that's the easiest thing. And I love swimming. I'm a swimmer.
Yeah.
But the easiest thing, the thing I love the most is to float.
Mm-hmm.
And not on the back, but to float face down. So, to challenge myself to hold my breath longer and longer. So every summer I have a goal for how long I want to hold my breath. I've gotten to the maximum was 90 seconds. Wow, that's good. Real good. So much so that people were jumping in the pool thinking something was wrong.
Oh, wow. Yeah, but you just like that whole feeling. And it sounds like, you know, because when we were talking, you thought back on that time in your life when we were talking about the lean in, because there's a book out, right, that I think many people have heard of called Leaning In. And when we were talking, you were like, yeah, forget leaning in. Let's just jump in. And you brought me to this analogy that you just told everybody that story. How did you get there? How did you pull all that together? And what does that mean to jump in when we're looking at that in our, you know, when we're talking about life? And how do we prepare for the jump?
Jump into anything, right? You don't want to just jump into anything. I'm very intentional about everything. Someone brought it to my attention, so I didn't realize people were seeing this. You know, I just live my life. I'm not living someone else's life. I'm living my life. Yeah. Because I'm living it based upon who I am, because I know who I am. There's a difference. Not what I do, but who I am. Who I was created to be, you know, what was given to me when I was created, before I was placed in my mother's womb. And my journey has been finding that person. So I was in elementary school and I knew who I was then.
Wow.
And I made some decisions
Mm-hmm.
about what I would do and would not do, what I would allow and what I would not allow, what I would say to people if they said certain things to me, and I was definite about it. They're very direct, blunt. You say the word blunt. Someone told me, "Oh, say direct is so much nicer." I'm like, please get over it.
You can say blunt here.
Over it. Everybody's all about, oh,
yeah.
Just willy-nilly, and a lot of weakness going on, a lot of easily hurt and easily sensitive. And I'm like, please, people, come on. Yeah. But see, that's the grit in me, and that's my dad, the Marine, in me, and I understand that now. Mm-hmm. I used to say when I was younger, just get a grip and grow some grit, for heaven's sake. What do I mean? Yeah. Learn what it means to live a life of being grounded, and what does it mean, and what are the steps you need to take to be grounded and resilient and to be intentional and tenacious. And so I live an intentional life. Everything I've done has been with intention, and I didn't know that somebody called me on it one time and said, oh, you're intentional about, it was my assistant. In fact, my former assistant. I was just with her yesterday at a program where I moderated 3 panels, and she said to me once, Stephanie, you're so intentional about everything. And I thought, oh, God, she saw me.
Right. Wow. Wow. Interesting choice of words there. She saw you.
Yeah. Huh. She saw deeper into me. Huh. She pieced it together. I don't know how she did, but she just walked into my office for no reason. Well, she had a reason, apparently, and came in and said that to me. And I thought, that's what hit me. Mm-hmm. So she saw me.
Wow.
Because I am. And because I was raised that way, you don't do things without thinking first. And so I am a thinker. Mm-hmm. This is just part of the things of who I am. I mean, based on what others see. Yeah. You look into that and say, okay, is that the impact I'm having? So my impact on others is just that. I have impact, I inspire, I impact. And I'm always informing or being informative or providing information or educating. And I didn't, those are the gifts. Those are things that we have more than one gift.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we all have more than one. and they evolve. Sometimes you have to identify one before the other one will reveal itself to you as well.
That's so good.
Mm-hmm. It is. Oh, it is. It
really
definitely
good.
is. It definitely
is. It's really happening, and I'm seeing more and more being revealed over the years. New things have been revealed. Some I wasn't ready for, and I ran. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. And now I wish I hadn't. And now I'm like, well, if you mean for me to have that, I'm open and I'm ready and I'm willing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm living a life right now that's really not built upon, I finally got it. So I what did I get? I got stop fighting the surrender.
Yeah. Yeah. Stop fighting the surrender. I love that. And before you even go on, I want you to tell folks a little bit, what is it that you do? Your company name is Stephanie Speaking, and I think that speaks for itself. But just tell folks a little bit, what is it that you do to help others and how you shift their atmosphere, as I like to say?
I have 2 platforms in the business. The second platform is the one that's always been with me, and I've been using it, but not with intention and purpose. I've been helping business owners for decades transform their fear and frustration into confidence and clarity as they navigate the whole government contracting sphere. Not the whole, but, what do I do? How do I do this? And I'm so confused and I'm afraid and I don't know, but I know I want to be here and I know that I don't understand everything I'm supposed to do. And where do I start? And if I'm already started and I'm already in it, I'm stuck and I'm not growing and, God forbid there's a shutdown and now I've lost 50% of my business. What do I do? And, so I've been navigating them through that process. I've also done a lot in the contract compliance monitoring. I mean, think about it. I had to have grit at the age of 25 to be on a construction site, a massive rail transportation project, for a project management firm that was engineering company that ran the project.
Yeah.
And placed in that position. I didn't go into the job for that.
Yeah.
I went in to work directly for the project manager, but I was placed in that position. This is how God works. I'm just going to say it. He's continually placing me in position.
Yes. Yes. He was positioning you. Yes.
Yes, constantly. Yes. I didn't get my jobs and I didn't get my contracts the way most people do. Most of them, I would say 99.9%, meaning 2 part-time jobs. Everything else came to me.
Right. Oh, I love that.
They call, or it's through the network. Someone else's network, my network, their network. I mean, I was a network marketer for decades. So always through the network, these things came to me. So I was placed in that position, and I never thought about it. I never had a doubt. I took on the challenge. I was excited about it, you know?
Yep.
But this is 1980, and women are not on construction sites.
Yeah.
And I'm 5 feet strong, and at that time, 125 pounds soaking wet, and, you know, having to sit in meetings with the giants in the industry and deal with hearing racist and sexist remarks, jokes, stories, and I'm the only one at the table. Not am I the only female, but I'm the only Black person.
Yeah.
So today, how do you deal with that? Because at that point in time, first of all, I was shocked. Secondly, anger rose up. You know, I used to say that was the Nork in me. I was ready to fight. I'm like, oh no. I'm feeling like I'm gonna fight somebody. Like, you're right.
That's bad.
By the time it got to my knees, the anger got to my knees. I was like, Lord, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
And the message came loud and clear. And you have to understand that this is how I live. I received the messages in several ways, and so I'm real clear on that. And I obeyed. I surrendered, and I did what I was told, and I learned the industry through them and everyone else involved in that project. And I learned as much as I could, and I let my Lord and Savior take care of the rest. And within several months, all of that came to a halt. And I guess they said, she's not going anywhere. We can't get rid of her. So we might as well give her everything she's asking from us. Well, you have to, because I was just following this was a federally funded program. So you had to adhere. Right. And I was just doing the job that they told me I had to do. This is, and then, being out in the field, that was fun. And doing the work that had to be done. So for those women out there that are in that male-dominated environment, change your thought process, change the way you see and think about things. And that's what I did, when the guys are catcalling and what have you, and they were cool in the field. It was the big guns that were the trip. And they're catcalling and what have you. Here's how I thought about it, because, women tend to want to get all, upset about things. And I was thinking to myself, anybody whistled at me before and said all this stuff before. I'm receiving this.
Right.
Hello, very much. And I guess they saw that I was there to help them to make sure that, it was all about the minority business program. I was doing the contract compliance for, as well as the labor force, meeting the goals there. And so they saw I was there to help them. And it became something when you went out on the different sites after a while, people were like, oh, hey, how you doing? And everything changed when you change your thoughts and you change your actions. And you have the power over that. Only you have the power to do that.
Yeah.
And you look at things you change your perception. And everything else changes.
Absolutely. Listen, when you change those lenses, everything else looks different.
And people change, and their way of interacting with you changes over time. So these are some of the things that have been a part of my journey. And, you know, I always looked at when I see an issue, when I see not an issue, but when I see a need, I'm always looking, how can I come up with a way to address that'll leave a positive impact, that will inspire someone to take an action that they may not have taken otherwise, that will change their lives. Hopefully over time. By taking one action gives you the courage to take the next and the next. There was a book that I read decades ago, probably in my 20s, by Dr. Susan Jeffers, and it was called Feel the Fear and Just Do It Anyway.
Yeah.
And that was a big, like, I like this, you know? And it really was a game changer for me. Probably I was doing it all along anyway. I mean, look, you know, all the different things that I'd done, that was the first one in the whole, even as a kid, you know, working at, you know, I remember in high school, second high school I went to, we had a big old sit-in, and we were trying to get a black person on the cheerleading team, you know, so always being in that role of advocating for African Americans, which eventually turned into being in the role of advocating for them through the minority business programs, and then later on the minority, and then the women business programs, and the small business programs, and on, all the acronyms, MB, WB, DB, SBE, all, you know. And so doing the certifications later on and actually auditing them and going after, I've been approached to do a proposal, and I did the proposal, I wrote it, took 2 years, finally got a response. This was for doing the certifications for the DBE program for what was to be the tunnel the first time around for New Jersey Transit, and also doing them for New Jersey DOT. So going through hiring folks and getting everybody trained through the programs, and you know, it was a big deal. And I did that through my last role at the Small Business Development Centers as the director of procurement program.
Well, now, how folks can get in touch? How can folks get in touch with you?
Basically, they can. My first choice for contacting me is through email.
Okay.
And so email me at CEO@stephaniespeaking.com. That's CEO@stephaniespeaking.com. The other thing they can do is check me out on my website. And I encourage people to check me out first. This is what I do: speak, train, coach, and write. More books coming. So from the thought therapy side on grit, and from the business development side in specializing in government contracting. If you're interested in either one of those areas, check me out on my website, www.stephaniespeaking.com. That's STEPHANIESPEAKING.com. Google me, for heaven's sakes. I'm all over Google.
She is, too.
YouTube. Go to my YouTube, and, you know, I've got a whole bunch of stuff there, old trainings, newer trainings. LinkedIn. Check me out on LinkedIn. Stephanie D. Burroughs. And you can check me out on Twitter, BizInSpirit, BIZINSPIRIT. Check me out on Facebook, Instagram. Business Spirit and Instagram. I'm on Google Plus. That's too long to say. I don't think too much that anyway.
But you've got a good digital footprint.
Oh, yeah. You know, you hit one, you're going to hit another. Twitter, Business Spirit. And then I prefer the email first. And they can also go to my website, and if they really want to speak to me, they can click on the button there that'll take them to my calendar, my online calendar, and schedule a connection meeting with me.
Oh, there you go.
It's a connection meeting. Yeah, there's a booking fee, but, you know, if you're serious, then you're going to take care of it, and we'll do a connection meeting via Zoom.
Yeah.
Where we can see one another, because I like to see who I'm talking to, because I learn a lot by watching people.
Right. I got you. All right. So now you know how to get in touch with Stephanie. And for those of you that may want her to come and speak, you know to email her. That's the easiest way to get to her. And you can check out her stuff on YouTube. We'll be right back. Hey, listeners, this is Federica. Thanks for listening to my podcast. I upload new shows here every week, and you can catch all my past episodes from season 2 right here on this podcast station. If you subscribe to my channel, you'll get notified when I upload new shows and when I go live. So to find out more about me, you can visit my website at www.fredericapeterson.com. Here, you'll have access to my latest blogs, information on upcoming guests, all my live events, and so much more. You can also receive periodic updates directly from me by subscribing to my newsletter. I'd love to hear from you, so drop me a note and let me know how I'm doing. You can also follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn, all accessible from my website. Thanks for helping me shift the atmosphere. I want to continue this conversation, and I want to ask you the question. So we have to allow the courage to flow through us and take action. Mm-hmm. What is it that looks like? You said that to me when we were getting ready for this interview, and I really, really thought that was impactful. We have to allow the courage to flow through us and take action. What does that look like?
I think for me, it's recognized, like, look, we can get locked in fear. Mm-hmm. But if your intention is strong enough, if your vision is strong enough, and your goals are something that you are so focused on achieving, mm-hmm. then I'm going to go back to that title of that book. Acknowledge, feel the fear. Just acknowledge that it's there. Mm-hmm. Okay? And then do it anyway.
Right.
Take the action. You should have a plan. Mm-hmm. Doesn't have to be really long, drawn out plan, but you should have, what are the action steps I need to take in order to make that move towards that, fulfilling that vision, just to get started on that journey.
Yeah.
And going back to jumping into the deep end of the pool. Just do one thing. Jump into that first action.
Yeah.
And when you do that, now that's when you allow yourself to empower yourself. You don't have to be empowered by somebody else. Empower, turn it around. Me power, MEEMME. You already have it.
Yeah.
So turn it around. Take that one action. Because people talk about motivation all the time, and they're like, "Are you a Well, they tell me I'm an inspirational speaker, but folks, some want to say you're motivational. I'm like, no, motivation is the outcome of an activity. You take a step and act on something, now you're motivated to go back and do the next one, and the next one, and the next one. Because people have called me up and said, "Oh, Dr. Stephanie, I did what you said. I did da-da-da-da-da." And I'm like, and you're still allowed to talk about it, aren't you?
Right. Right. And now, how do people get in their way? Now, this is all great, right, when we can do it, but how do people get in their own way in their evolution process? How do they do that?
Well, first of all, you have to be willing to go through an evolution process. So stop living outside in, number one.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Stop taking in all this noise.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a very reflective introvert. I just learned this term. I'm so excited about this term. I love it. Ambivert. So I learned a few years ago that I didn't learn it, but I recognized and voiced it and verbalized it, that I'm both an introvert and an extrovert. Okay. So the introvert is where most of the time I am when I'm not in the public view. Mm-hmm. I work well but I know how to work well as in an extroverted environment, or in an environment where I'm out there. So, I'm told a lot of speakers are that way. So I learned that there's a term called ambivert.
Ambivert, is that it?
Ambivert, V-E-R-T. So that describes the person that's both introverted and able to work in an extrovert, or appear as an extrovert. Mm-hmm. So I spend a lot of time with myself and going inward. And I do a lot of things to self-inspire. I have a whole speech that's called "I'm Living a Self-Inspired Life."
Yeah.
And And you can find some of my information at bit.ly, bit.ly /e-speakers. I'm sorry, bit.ly /SDB, my initials, e-speakers with an S page. That I'm self-inspired.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because inspired means in spirit. And for me, that's the Holy Spirit that resides within me. And so I go there and I do what I need to do to listen and hear. And even though in my flesh I'm a hot mess, so sometimes the hot messness gets in the way and wants to say, no, I'm not doing that and whatever. I know better.
Right. Right.
I self-taught.
Mm-hmm.
And I changed. Let me just share some things with you. So I accept where I am right now in the moment. Mm-hmm. And if I begin to worry about the future, I realize that it's reducing my power. So I do a shutdown on that.
Yeah.
I surrender to the messaging that I'm receiving of what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
And sometimes I don't act immediately upon that, and that's my flesh in the way. But I acknowledge that I'm getting in my own way, and I make a decision. Write the plan. I don't care if it's just 4 steps, 4 actions that I need to take, and take one of them.
That's big. That's huge. That gives people permission to take it in small bites, because we put these 4 actions down and we want to do them all. But you're saying, nope, get one first, just one first.
One step, my dad used to tell me all the time.
Yeah.
And I say this to people who work with me and for me. Do one thing at a time and do it to your best ability.
Yeah.
Give it your best, not mediocre. I couldn't come home with a C. A C was a failure, and a failure meant a B.
Wow. Okay.
So if you got a B, then you should have gotten an A. If you got an A, why didn't you get an A+?
Okay.
So I taught to always work at your best level.
Yeah.
So that was so ingrained in me that even as I grew up and, seasoned, if I don't give it my best ability, I feel like I'm going to be punished.
I hear you. And, I got to tell you, Stephanie, that's crazy. But I think that's, indicative of one thing that you said that I really think is important for people to hear, that you have to put your attention on your intention. That's what it makes me think of. Talk to us about that a little bit.
So I got this from Deepak Chopra in his books, and I also do some of his meditations, and I meditate and pray and do a whole bunch of stuff for me, working on me. I got a whole list of things, and my self-inspiration toolkit. And he said, what you put your intention on attracts. So when you're being intentional, understand that you want to attract that thing, something to that vision that you have, because you have to have a vision.
Yeah.
If you ever read some of Dr. Miles Monroe, he has this Keys for Vision is really powerful, a book on Keys for Vision. And so you want to attract the things that are going to help you fulfill that vision. But what you put your attention on expands. So wouldn't you like to expand what you're attracting to you, especially when it's all the things that are going to help you realize your vision, manifest the vision?
Yeah.
It's growing that which you're attracting. Why wouldn't you? And that means being focused. Intention, focus. And when you do, if you're living an intentional, focused life, when you're living your life inwardly out, from the inside out. Yeah. You attract things. Look, last Friday, they called my name for top 25 entrepreneur, and this was the Leading Women Entrepreneurs Organization.
Yeah.
Like, what have I done to deserve this?
Yeah.
When I met a woman in Maryland who, I was getting ready to leave from having dinner at a hotel at a conference, the PNC conference, the Dr. George Frazier's conference. And she came in with a friend and she left for a while and I was talking to her friend. And then she came back and we started talking and I started feeling, because I used to be a human resources recruiter at one point in my life, always helping people. And she said, she started saying some things and I felt like I was being interviewed after a while. And I said, this is interesting. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the conversation, she said, I'm going to recommend you for an honorary doctorate. I almost fell out my chair.
Wow, that's so amazing.
And to receive that and go to the graduation and everything, it was really, really the whole process, the interviews and going through submitting all this information really was an eye-opener for me. And I'm like, Lord God, I know this is nothing but you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
When you open yourself to the universe, the universe opens up to you. And things you just maybe thought of, but didn't know the how and didn't worry about it, and you just worked in the flow of that universal energy, of that God energy, things come. The 99.5% of the jobs came to me. The contracts came to me. I can't explain that any differently other than surrendering. When I press against, when I'm pushing against, when my will is in the way, I get stagnated. I get thrown into a desert. I get punished. So I've had my last, I'm done with the punishment. I was like, you know what? I'm just.
I hear that. You're like, I just want some peace.
Okay, that's what you want me to do. All right, I'm doing it.
Goodness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go of all the noise. I shutter myself from all the craziness.
Yeah. And listen, I hear exactly what you're saying, and I think some people out there can relate to what you're saying, and they might benefit from working with you. And so what is the process that you take working with your clients, and then how do they reach you?
Well, again, for those who want to just have that conversation so we can figure out, I can see what you want, what you really want. Sometimes I think to people what they really want, because then they see within themselves, because they're not taking that time out to reflect.
Right. It's having that conversation first. I like it.
Conversation first, getting to, and then giving them what my programs are. And, in the two areas, I want to know, are you looking for the thought therapy for grit side of it, the personal development side of it, or are you looking for the business development?
Right.
And because one doesn't work without you, your business will not, and I'm focused, on business owners because that's what who I've worked with for so many years. And for the women that are coming to me now, who are working women or professional women. Someone just said to me yesterday, this kind of blew me away, and she was like, oh my God. And I moderated 3 panels. I'm gonna tell you, I was so tired at the end of that because I gave away all my energy.
Yeah, of course.
Woman came to me, looked at me, and she said, Dr. Stephanie, what you have is so important, and we women need this from you. We need to hear from you. You don't understand what you're giving to us. And she's absolutely right. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm just giving it because I'm directed to do so. And so I'm not holding it back. I'm giving it. Whatever it is, whatever you receive, if it's for you, I pray you receive it and take an action on it. But I'm what I call a light warrior. So the first thing is I want to get to know that person. I want them to get a little bit about who I am and what I'm doing. Let's see where there's a good fit in terms of the programs that I have. And if we find the fit, I let you know what my rates are and how we work together. It doesn't matter where you are. Look, my passport is ready. So, and I'm just being real, have pay, will travel. Come on.
Right. I know that's right.
And here's something also, and that is it. It doesn't matter who you are, because I'm not working out of my will.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that's important to know, because when I work out of my will, I get in trouble. So I'm not working from my will. So it doesn't matter who you are. If you are, I've already told you that marketplace, business owners at whatever level that you're at, and I'm open to, and that's men and women.
Yeah.
I'm very used to working with men, because that's, working in the construction field. I did that when I was at the Port Authority also. I did that when I was working as a consultant on a major rail transportation project, the third one really, when I was a consultant at New Jersey Transit, project director for the DBE Support Center, Disadvantaged Business Enterprise Support Center, the Suburban Light Rail. So I'm always in that space. And at the SBDC, I worked with business owners. So both male and female, I'm open, because men have issues.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. Yeah, absolutely.
Healing stuff to me, and I would be like, "What the heck is going on, Lord? What are you doing?"
Yes.
And I had to, and again, surrender said, "Okay, hear them, and what comes through me, not from me, through me, was for them." And they thanked me for it. And that's when I realized, we're at a different level now.
Yeah.
We're in space now.
Mm-hmm.
So, everybody's going through something right now. You just told me this morning what was going on. See, I tell you, I insulate myself from some things. And I choose when I'm ready to start with the world, what's going on.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, that shooting at the school, it's terrible.
Yeah. So
here's how that.
How I deal with it. And you can't let that stuff continually batter you inwardly.
Oh, yeah. I got you.
So what I do is I stop and I take the time out to pray. And then I go about my day. That's what I was told I was supposed to do.
Give it to God. That's a way to give it to God for real.
I pray over it. I pray over the people that are impacted by that.
Yeah.
And I'm letting it go.
Yes. And you know what, Stephanie, Dr. Stephanie, excuse me, when you say that, I think about how grounding that is, right? To be able to do that process even throughout your day, to just stop and say a prayer when there's something that's too heavy for you to handle, too much for you to process, stop and pray. That's one way to do it. And in my mind, I feel that that's grounding. And I know you feel strongly that we have to be grounded at points in our life, because that's part of the process of us being able to grow, to connect with ourselves, to take that action, to get that courage. We have to ground ourselves so that we're not just always spinning. What are your thoughts around that? What would you say about that?
I mean, you were very clear on that. So for me, and prayer comes in different ways. And so sometimes I'm in here, I tell people I have a running conversation with my Lord. Okay? Sometimes I just mad, and I'm in here, like stomping my feet, and I'm, and I'm like, but you said,
that's easy. Because that's easy. I'm going to give all my junk to you.
I'm real about it. I'm not, it's not all this, holier than that. I know who I am, okay?
I understand. I hear you. We all human. We're all human.
But he knows me better than I do, and I'm learning to find out more about who I am through him.
Yes, he does.
And also to just, so there's times when I'm, everything I do, before I walk out on the stage or get in front of anyone, or I leave in the morning, first thing in the morning before getting out of the bed is to say something great. I learned this from someone. It's happening through me and to me today. Something great. Now, they said something good. I'm saying something great is happening to me and through me today. And then I'm going to, go through my little process, prayer, meditation, whatever, and keep on going, do my work, stretches and all this. I got the whole throat program before. Yeah. And I think that doing what you said you were going to do.
Oh, my gosh, that's so powerful. That's a make it or break it for me. You don't get on my bad side, don't do what you said you were going to do. That's immediate. You immediately cross the line.
If you're not doing it within the time frame, then get on communicate.
Yes. I'm saying amen.
I'm on it. I'm getting it to you.
Yep. Didn't get to it. Getting there. Absolutely. Yep.
Commitment is doing what you said you were going to do long after the feeling with which you said it has passed. Yeah.
Yes, because your word, you've got nothing but your word in the end.
That's it.
In the end, you have nothing but your word, I'm telling you.
So going back to grit.
Yeah.
Because this is what he pressed me on last year when I was being disobedient and not doing it and threw me into the desert. So I'm talking about it. Yeah. How do I live a grounded life? What does that mean? And I have a number of components. Yeah. How am I resilient? That doesn't just happen. So the foundation in grit, being grounded, is all, and everything else comes from that in my perception of what this is all about.
Yeah.
What does it mean to be resilient? People are like, it means to bounce back. I'm like, why do you want to bounce back? I want to bounce forward. I don't know about
right. Oh, you better preach. That's it.
Just saying. I want to go forward, not backwards.
Yeah.
And let's talk about what that means. I'm breaking that down, and I'm helping people to work through that in their own lives and what they're doing in their business. The same thing, because you can't be in business and think you can separate you from the business, especially when you're a small business and you're still the forefront of that business. You're not a Pepsi Cola where somebody may not know who the president is or who started that, who's the founder of that. But you are when you're small or you're mid-sized and you're still in the forefront of that business, that business is a reflection of who you are. So if you're all messed up and you wonder why there's discord going on in the business, take a step back and look at what's going on with you.
Yeah.
Inwardly, not outwardly. Not like somebody else's fault and somebody did this to me and somebody did that. I don't care what other people are doing to you. How are you receiving it and what is your perception?
Yeah.
And how do you do that? And what do you decide to do with that?
Yeah.
So when you are so really living in your core values, and they may have to change because not everybody was raised with a solid foundation and given positive core values. So if you have to be willing to change, because change is part of growth. If you're not growing, then you're dying. Come on.
All right.
Okay. So you're dying in the spirit. You're dying in your growth in towards manifesting your goals. You're dying in all different parts of your areas of your life. But there's a good dying. You're dying to the stuff that is of no use to you, that does not serve you, so that you can serve the rest of the world. Because that's what each and every one of us has the opportunity to be here, because we are placed here to serve one another in some capacity, using the gifts and talents that we already have, and living purpose. And know your purpose and passion are not the same things. And know your purpose is, I hear people mixing it up. No, passion is an emotion. Passion is a feeling.
Yeah.
Passion is something that will help you, that will be there for you when you are on purpose, that will help you keep moving forward even when nothing looks like it's moving and nothing looks like it's growing and you feel like you're stagnant. And maybe sometimes you are stuck in one space because you're supposed to learn something and grow through that, and you haven't gotten to it yet, because you're so stuck on doing it through your will and your way.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
For a minute there. I had to bring myself back.
Okay. You were going there, but you're right. You are absolutely right. And I got it, man. We have gone, this time always flies by. But if you want to hear that message and others from Dr. Stephanie, Tell them how they can find you. Like, do you have any events coming up so we can hear you speak? Maybe some online workshops or in-person workshops? Because I'm sure we've got people listening from all over the globe. So what events do you have coming up?
So I got to go in and take a look because I lose.
She got people for that, y'all. She got people for that.
One of the things that's happening, like I'm still vibing off of what just took place yesterday. And if you just give me a moment.
Yep. Checking that calendar.
Seriously. So let's see. I know I'm going to be doing something in September. I know I'll be doing something in October. But I say this. Follow me. Go to my, you can go to my website, and there's a place in there where you can opt into my Gritty Gazette, and I know what's going on and what's coming up there. And I was told I was going to be speaking in June, but I'm not sure what's happening with that at a women's conference.
Might be the same one I was supposed to speak at, and I haven't heard back.
Yeah, right?
It's all good.
But it's all good because I'm wherever God is telling me to go. That's
yes, whatever's supposed to be will be. That's absolutely right. Don't worry about that.
I know a lot of new things are popping up. Let me just say this. I was really excited about this.
Yeah.
So and LinkedIn is powerful, so I'm letting people know what's going on through LinkedIn. Just like, when I got called to go out to Illinois in March, I got the email to the Illinois Department of Transportation, and I spoke at their annual conference for the Disadvantaged Business Enterprise, the annual Disadvantaged Business Enterprise Conference. And that was really powerful because they found me on LinkedIn.
Wow. Yeah, you were telling me about that. Yeah. That's amazing.
So, I know that there are more things coming. Like I think on my e-speakers page. Yep. And also just follow me on social media.
Yeah, I was about to say, to follow you on the social media, they can check your website, which is stephaniespeaking.com, right?
Yeah. And email me at ceo@stephaniespeaking.com.
There we go.
Take it from there. I have other emails, but I move people to where they're supposed to be in the email after they come through to me, and we've done a connection meeting. And it's really important that we talk to one another, face to face. So I love using my Zoom for that.
Yeah.
And webinars are coming. I'm looking for sponsorship right now. This is a big deal right now. I'm looking for some sponsorship. I have something I want to do. I would like to be able to grow this program into something that I'll do around the country. Okay. It's Candid Conversations with Stephanie Speaking.
I like it.
Candid Conversations. There's some stuff going on. People are talking all this craziness. And I just want to get back down to, I want to help some folks to ground themselves. Yeah. And going back, using the wisdom, as you mentioned, because I'm from another generation. Using some of that wisdom that I've gained over the years and from the wonderful, wonderful women and men who I've learned so much from, who have been a part of my growth journey. And I acknowledge them, and they know who they are. Yeah. I didn't get here by myself.
Amen.
It takes a village.
It takes a village.
And I'm not one that has a whole lot of people in my private life at all. Pretty much a insulated person. And I love being with me. And I just would love to see so many more people love themselves so much that they could love being with themselves.
Right. And living a good life and not just settling.
Feel like you always have to have other people around you and not feel like you have to go somewhere with someone.
I hear you. I hear you. I hear you, girl. We could go on and on about that, but we have run out of time, my friend. But it has been such a pleasure having you on here, and I know that folks have gotten some inspiration, and maybe you planted some seeds. They're going to check out a little bit more about you. But this lady here, the radio does her no justice. The energy that this woman brings to a room is infectious. So if you see Stephanie Speaking somewhere, you want to jump in there because she is amazing. Amazing. I love it. I love it. And I want to thank you for being on Shifting the Atmosphere, Stephanie. It is such a pleasure having you here and just hearing your wisdom. So, Dr. Stephanie, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you. I appreciate you so much. God bless you.
Hey, this is Frederica. Thanks so much for listening to my podcast today. I upload new shows here every week. And if you subscribe to my channel, you'll get notified when new shows have been uploaded. You can check out all my past episodes from season 2 right here on this podcast station. Now, to find out more information about me, visit my website at www.fredericapeterson.com. Here you'll have access to my latest blogs, information about upcoming guests and events, and so much more. I also encourage you to become a part of my Shifting the Atmosphere community by subscribing to news and events. Here you'll get updates directly from me when I've got something new coming down the pike. Now, I'd love to hear from you, so drop me a note and let me know how I'm doing. Better yet, let me know some other topics of interest that you want to hear about right here on the show. You can catch me on all social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So until next time, keep shifting your atmosphere. Be well and be blessed.